All right, diving in. Today, some profound ideas from Osho. As he unpacks verses by the Indian mystic poet Kabir,
Okay.
it seems like you're on this quest for a deeper understanding
Right.
of life, death, and the role of spirituality,
Yeah.
and navigating it all.
Yeah.
And we've got some rich material to explore here.
We do.
So let's see what insights we can uncover together.
Great.
I think Osho starts by really driving home this point.
Yeah.
That life is fleeting.
Right.
He uses this image of sand slipping through our fingers, this reminder that everything is impermanent.
Right.
You know, it's interesting how we often live in denial of death.
It's true.
But Osho argues that until we truly acknowledge its reality, we can't fully grasp the meaning of life
Right.
or tap into the power of spirituality.
It's almost like he's using the awareness of death as a wake-up call, prompting us to reevaluate our priorities.
Exactly. If we knew our time was limited, wouldn't it change how we live, how we interact with the world?
Exactly. And it's not about being morbid, but about using this awareness as a catalyst for transformation.
Yeah.
And this brings us to one of the first big challenges that Osho highlights.
Okay.
That tendency to blindly follow the crowd.
Yeah.
He uses Kabir's analogy of following someone else's back.
Okay.
And this is where he introduces the concept of Lukved.
Lukved.
It refers to the crowd and the Vedas representing societal norms and traditions that we often follow without question.
It's so easy to just get caught up in doing things the way they've always been done, right?
Absolutely. It's comfortable. It's familiar. It's the path of least resistance.
Yeah.
But as Osho points out, it often leads to a dead end, literally and figuratively.
Right. This Lukved concept is like, he's saying we're so busy looking at the person in front of us that we forget to look where we're actually going.
Exactly.
And often that leads us astray.
He tells this really funny anecdote about Mullah Nasruddin blindly following a car and ending up in a garage.
Oh, no.
Which just highlights how following the crowd without thinking for ourselves can lead us to some pretty unexpected and often undesirable destinations.
All right, so following the crowd might not be the best strategy.
Right.
But what about societal norms in general?
Okay.
Osho doesn't really hold back here.
He doesn't.
He argues that society in any form seeks to suppress individuality. It's a bold statement.
It is.
But it makes you think.
He explains that society thrives on conformity.
Okay.
Individuals who develop a strong sense of self, what he calls an atmavan, are actually seen as a threat.
A threat.
Because they question, they challenge, and they think differently.
That's almost paradoxical, isn't it? We need individuals to contribute to society.
Yeah.
But those same individuals are pressured to conform to maintain order. But if everyone just blindly follows the rules, wouldn't that stifle progress and creativity?
Yeah. That's precisely the tension that Osho's highlighting here.
Right.
He even argues that most revolutions are just changes in the forms of control.
Right.
True revolution, he suggests, lies in the individual.
Yeah.
Breaking free from those societal conditioning and thinking for themselves.
So how do we break free from these external pressures and uncover our own unique path?
Well, Osho says it starts with finding a genuine spiritual guide, a true Sadguru.
A true Sadguru.
But he's very specific about what sets a true Sadguru apart from those who simply dictate rules and doctrines.
Okay.
He uses this metaphor of a map versus a lamp.
Okay.
Doctrines are like a map for a blind person.
Okay.
They provide some guidance, but are ultimately limiting.
Okay.
A true Sadguru, on the other hand, gives you the lamp.
The lamp.
The ability to see for yourself.
Something for yourself, which is really about cultivating inner awareness and understanding.
So instead of blindly following a set of rules,
a true Sadguru empowers you to develop your own inner compass. Right.
Absolutely.
You learn to navigate life's complexities based on your own insights and understanding.
Exactly. They illuminate the path, but they don't tell you which way to go.
Yeah.
Osho even shares this wonderful Sufi story.
Oh, I love the Sufi stories.
Where a master rides a donkey backward to avoid turning his back on his disciples.
Wow.
It symbolizes the profound respect that a true guru has for the individual's journey.
Right.
They walk beside you, offering light, guidance, but ultimately allowing you to forge your own path.
It's a beautiful image, and it speaks to the importance of finding a guide who encourages you to think critically.
Yes.
To develop your own understanding, rather than simply accepting someone else's beliefs.
Absolutely.
And that self-discovery is essential to uncovering your unique potential,
Yeah.
not becoming a copy of your guru
Right.
or anyone else.
And this is where Osho delves into the concept of bhakti, or devotion, as the highest form of love.
He breaks down 3 levels of love.
Okay.
Kama, which is about taking and possessing.
Right.
Prem, which is a balanced give and take.
Okay.
And finally, bhakti, which is selfless giving without any expectation of return.
So you could think of kama as that initial infatuation, right? It's all about wanting and taking.
Uh-huh.
And then there's prem, which is more like a mature partnership where there's a healthy balance of give and take.
Exactly.
But bhakti is something else entirely.
It is.
It's like the pure, unconditional love that a parent has for a child.
Yeah.
A complete outpouring with no strings attached.
Osho describes bhakti as a complete surrender to the divine,
Okay.
a pouring out of oneself without seeking anything in return.
Okay.
And it's through this surrender that you achieve a state of overflowing joy and fulfillment,
Wow.
where every action becomes an expression of love and gratitude.
That sounds incredibly challenging, to live in a constant state of selfless giving.
It is a challenge, but
Yeah.
it's also incredibly liberating.
Because when you let go of that need to take or possess, you open yourself up to a whole new level of experience.
Right.
And it's not about rituals or outward displays.
Right.
It's a deep inner transformation
Okay.
where your entire being becomes an instrument of love.
So it's not something you do, it's something you embody.
Exactly.
This music of devotion is so subtle, he says, that it can only be perceived by the devotee
Right.
and the divine.
It's deeply personal
Right.
and ineffable experience.
And this leads us to an intriguing paradox.
Okay.
Osho suggests that those who reach the highest state of devotion may actually appear irreligious to the conventional eye.
It's true.
He uses examples like Buddha,
Right.
who never invoked God,
Yeah.
and Jesus, who
Right.
was persecuted for breaking religious norms.
Exactly.
Their lives were so infused with this inner music, this divine love, that it transcended all external rituals and dogmas.
Their every action became an act of worship.
So true devotion isn't about conforming to religious expectations.
Right.
What about embodying that love in every aspect of your life?
Exactly.
That's a powerful idea.
It is.
And it really challenges our conventional notions of spirituality.
It does. You know, as we're exploring these ideas of societal conditioning
Right.
and finding a true Sadguru,
Yeah.
I'm reminded of this concept from psychology called groupthink.
Groupthink.
It's this phenomenon where a group prioritizes harmony and conformity over critical thinking, which sometimes leads to poor decisions.
That sounds eerily similar
Yeah.
to what Osho was describing with the dangers of blindly following the crowd.
Exactly.
It makes you wonder, how often do we fall into this trap
All the time.
without even realizing it?
It happens all the time,
Right.
not just in extreme cases like cults, but even in everyday settings.
Right.
Think about workplaces or social groups where people hesitate to speak up or challenge the prevailing opinion.
Yeah, so how do we avoid falling into that groupthink trap?
Right.
Especially when it comes to spiritual seeking.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like having that inner awareness that Osho talks about is crucial.
Absolutely. And this is where the role of a true Sadguru, as Osho defines it, becomes even more vital. A genuine guide encourages you to question, to challenge, and most importantly, to think for yourself.
Right.
They don't want blind followers.
Yeah.
They want individuals who can use their own discernment, their own lamp, as Osho puts it, to see the truth.
It's not about handing you a prepackaged belief system.
Right.
It's about empowering you to develop your own understanding.
Absolutely.
A true Sadguru provides the tools for self-discovery, not a set of rigid rules to follow.
And those tools are things like self-reflection, critical thinking, and cultivating that inner awareness that we've been talking about.
Right.
These are the qualities that help you navigate not just the spiritual aspects of life, but every aspect of your being.
And that brings us to another intriguing point that Osho makes.
Okay.
True spiritual seeking begins after you've already experienced a glimpse of the divine.
Oh, interesting.
It's like that initial spark of awe or wonder
Yeah.
becomes the catalyst for a deeper exploration.
Yes. It's not about blind faith.
Right.
It's about seeking understand based on your own personal experience.
Okay.
That initial glimpse awakens something within you. And that's what propels you forward on the path of self-discovery.
So it's like saying, okay, I've had a taste of something incredible.
Yeah.
Now I want to know what it is, where it comes from, and how can I experience it more fully.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
Yeah.
And that thirst for understanding, that deep longing, is what fuels the spiritual journey.
Yeah.
It's not about finding easy answers or dogma.
Right.
It's about diving deep within yourself to uncover the truth.
And that journey, as we've been discussing, involves confronting societal pressures, questioning assumptions, and ultimately cultivating that overflowing love and devotion that Osho describes as bhakti.
Exactly. But remember, Osho isn't talking about love in the conventional sense, the kind that's possessive or conditional.
Right.
He's pointing to something much deeper, a state of being that transcends the need to take or possess.
He's describing a complete surrender to something greater than yourself.
Yes.
Something that fills you with such an abundance of love and joy that it naturally flows outward, touching every aspect of your life.
And that's where the image of the body becoming a vina comes in.
Right.
Resonating with the music of divine longing.
Right.
It suggests a level of harmony and unity that goes beyond words or actions.
It's a beautiful image, and it speaks to the transformative power of true devotion.
It does.
But Osho also points out that this music is so subtle, so deeply personal.
Right.
That it can only be perceived by the devotee and the divine.
That's right.
It's an ineffable experience that can't be explained or shared.
And this brings us to a fascinating paradox. Osho suggests that those who reach this state of overflowing devotion might appear irreligious to the conventional eye.
He uses examples like Buddha and Jesus, who were both considered radical figures in their time. They didn't conform to traditional religious norms, and yet their lives were deeply spiritual, infused with a profound sense of the divine.
Their devotion transcended the confines of organized religion. And became a way of life.
So their lives become an example of what it means to truly live from a place of love.
Yes.
Not just talk about it or adhere to a set of rules.
Precisely. Osho is suggesting that true fulfillment doesn't come from external achievements or possessions, but from cultivating an inner state of being, rooted in love, gratitude, and connection to something greater than ourselves.
And that connection, that sense of belonging to something larger than ourselves, is something many of us yearn for, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. But Osho's teachings suggest that we don't find it by searching outside ourselves, but by looking inward, by cultivating that inner awareness and uncovering our true potential.
So where does that leave someone like you listening to this deep dive, eager to understand these profound concepts and apply them to your own life?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And one that Osho encourages us to grapple with. He suggests that the real journey begins when we've already had that glimpse of the divine, that spark of awe or wonder that ignites our curiosity and sets us on a path of self-discovery.
He's reminding us that those moments of awe and wonder aren't just random occurrences. They're invitations to embark on a deeper exploration of our own being.
Exactly.
They're glimpses of the divine beckoning us to awaken to our true potential.
It's about recognizing the power and significance of those moments and allowing them to guide us toward a life of greater meaning and purpose.
So as you move through your day, pay attention to those subtle nudges. Those moments of wonder and connection. They might just be the key to unlocking a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you.
And remember, the journey isn't about reaching some final destination. It's about embracing the process of self-discovery and allowing yourself to be transformed by the experience.
And who knows, you might just find that the most profound journey you'll ever take is the one that leads you back to yourself.
You
know, as we wrap up our deep dive into Osho's insights on Kabir's poetry, it feels like we've only just scratched the surface.
It does, doesn't it?
There's just so much to unpack here.
There is.
So many layers of meaning to explore.
That's the beauty of these teachings, right? They're like a wellspring of wisdom that continues to offer new insights the more you reflect on them.
It's not about arriving at some fixed destination, but about embracing that ongoing process of discovery. And it reminds me of something that Osho said earlier about how true spiritual seeking begins after you've had a glimpse of the divine. Those moments of awe and wonder,
Yeah.
those glimpses of something beyond the ordinary,
Right.
they aren't just fleeting experiences.
No.
They're invitations to embark on a deeper journey.
And that journey, as we've explored today, involves confronting those societal pressures that encourage conformity, questioning our assumptions about the world, and finding a genuine guide who can illuminate the path without dictating our every step.
It's about cultivating that inner awareness that Osho talks about.
Yes.
That ability to see for yourself using your own lamp instead of relying on someone else's map.
Exactly.
And ultimately, it's about allowing that inner awareness
Yeah.
to guide your actions and shape your way of being in the world.
And you know, it's interesting how Osho connects this inner transformation to the concept of bhakti.
That overflowing, selfless love that he described as the highest form of love.
Yeah, it's not about romantic love or even the love between friends and family.
No.
It's something much more expansive.
It is.
Something that just permeates every aspect of your being.
It's like that beautiful image he uses of the body becoming a vina, resonating with that music of divine longing.
Right. It suggests a level of harmony and unity that goes beyond anything we can express through words or actions.
Absolutely.
It's a state of being, a way of experiencing the world that's rooted in love, gratitude, and connection to something greater than ourselves.
And that music, he says, is so subtle, so deeply personal, that it can only be perceived by the devotee in the divine.
It's an ineffable experience that transcends the limits of language and form.
But even though it's a deeply personal experience, Osho suggests it has a profound impact on how we interact with the world.
Okay.
Remember how we talked about those who reach the highest state of devotion?
Appearing irreligious to the conventional eye.
He uses examples like Buddha and Jesus, who challenged societal norms and religious dogma by living from a place of radical love and compassion.
Their lives were a testament to the transformative power of true devotion.
So what does this all mean for you as you continue on your own journey of exploration? What are those fleeting moments of awe and wonder? Those glimpses of the divine that you've experienced are actually invitations to delve deeper into these mysteries.
That's a good question.
Of life, death, and spirituality.
What if they're not just random occurrences? But signposts guiding you towards a more authentic and meaningful way of being.
Remember that image of sand slipping through your fingers? Osho uses it to remind us of life's impermanence. But it can also serve as a call to action.
It can.
It's a reminder to make the most of this precious time we have. To live fully, to love deeply, and embrace the journey of self-discovery with open hearts and curious minds.
And as you navigate the complexities of life, remember those tools that Osho highlighted: self-reflection, critical thinking, and cultivating that inner awareness. They're not just abstract concepts, they're practical tools that can help you break free from societal conditioning. Uncover your unique potential. And live a life that's aligned with your deepest values and aspirations.
So as we conclude this deep dive, we invite you to continue exploring these profound ideas.
Absolutely.
To reflect on those moments of awe and wonder in your own life. And to consider how you might cultivate that inner music of devotion. Allowing it to shape your thoughts, words, and actions in the world.
Remember, the journey is ongoing.
It is.
And the most profound discoveries are often those we make within ourselves.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Of course, my pleasure.